so my other phone can charge while it's live. Okay, now I go TikTok. I tell people, content creators, work is a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
It looks easy. It seems easy.
No, I couldn't do it.
But it is work. And you have to work for free before you start getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just constantly like, okay, you have to make a video. You have to do this. You have to do that. Oh my gosh, this phone irks me. I get so many notifications. Okay, now it's on gym. I gotta turn it back to hair. Oh no, what just happened? They kicked me out. Probably should have waited to start my other live, but I didn't know they was gonna kick me out. Mm-mm. Go live and then beauty, beauty and fashion. I'll just keep it like that. That's fine. So one thing I did learn: it's worth the money to invest in multiple cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth the money to invest in multiple plans. Because when I tried to do it off on the one, I was missing out on opportunities. Now I can just pick and choose. I just gotta stop being lazy and go ahead and get all my other devices and stuff set up too. I just,
It'll
I
happen.
can. Yes, it'll happen. I just have to not overthink it because it'll make
True.
me feel like I'll get frozen in it and I'll just not want to do it. So it's like, okay, so for now you're gonna have two devices when you go live, and then I was like, okay, I need to finish setting up all my other computers and stuff so that way when I'm in my room, hair room in here,
Mm-hmm.
I can do at least three. But downstairs it's easier to do three or four. I just when I'm done working, I don't think about work. I'm just like, okay, I'm done. Unless I
I
have to
hear
get the
you.
stuff. It's not gonna work. My stomach is growling.
fine.
It is having whole attacks. It only gets loud with the camera. It's like you didn't eat today.
It will tell you that you need food.
I work better when I'm hungry.
So, you need to say, it's getting ready to come up.
Oh, hey, Ellie, Early. I'm sorry, I just messed your name all the way up. Hello, everyone. Just say, yeah, I know my stomach is the loudest in this room. It's louder than I am. I intentionally fast intermittently to help my body to be healthier. And I've learned that I work faster when I'm not full. So my stomach's like, okay, you need to either eat or go get that caffeine drink. What we doing? Alien, really? That is pretty. They look like starter locks.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
This is how a lot of people start their locks, though.
Do they?
Some of the people with the interlocks, they go ahead and they get this style, and then they just never take it out. They just
no, that's the point. It is a lock. Lock means, I guess you can unlock, but that's a chore.
Yep, this is really what they're doing, and that's why I laugh when people are like, "Can you start locks with extensions?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I do it all the time." And then in my head, I'm just like, you know what? If you feel like you need to ask what I can and can't do, I don't even want to do your hair. I was like, let's just call a thing a thing. You watched me work and you seen everybody else's hair I did. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna not even entertain that. So then I just stopped even saying anything about what I do. I just moved in silence. And now I'm just like, okay, I'm ready to work more now. I guess I'll share that I'm actually back working. The black hair is actually the right color too.
Oh, is it? That I wasn't really sure about, but I'm glad to know that.
It is. So you want to get natural color?
Natural black.
Natural black.
I was thinking I had to get dark brown, and see that may not even match that well.
But even if it don't, I can blend it. Custom color is actually my specialty. I'm excited. It should look a little bit fuller once it's all shrunk up.
Yeah. And well, once it, yeah, and then it gets old.
And as it gets old and
Yeah.
everything, it's gonna fluff up and might look about like my hair when it's
Mm-hmm.
got less product in it. That'd be pretty.
Oh yeah.
I'm
With the
excited.
color.
I'm excited to see it after. You gotta make sure you send me some pictures after it gets
I
a little
will.
older. Have you had this before?
What?
This particular way I'm doing your hair?
No.
Oh,
I've
first
had a
time.
lot of stuff done to my head, but no, ma'am.
Oh, that's awesome. I got to be the first.
Yeah, I ain't never had them this small. That's why I'm sitting up here all like trying to get it. Like, okay.
Yeah, sometimes I do that. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'm not going small. And then I'll be in my artistic side to take over. I'm like, well, for the length of their hair and the way this is going, it's going to look better if we just do it this way. It's fine. I had one lady tell me, though, she was like, even though you did this smaller, this is way quicker than what I'm used to sitting through, so it's fine. And then so I'm like, well, as long as I'm in a good mood and a good headspace, it's quick. But if you get to complaining and moving and negative Nancy in me, it's gonna take forever. And then I'm gonna be stressed and not want to do it. And she's like, "Oh, is that all it takes? Positivity?" I was like, "Yep." And she's like, "All right, well, I can do that." But yeah, this is. I don't think it's that bad. It's almost 11 o'clock.
Mm-mm.
It's almost like 3 hours, I think. Well, something like it. About 3 hours and 20 minutes. That's not bad at all. With one break. I think that gel's gonna pop it up too. And I like the fact that you don't mind a little bit of hardness in your hair because it gives it time to,
I do.
to
I use
settle.
that. Yeah. I don't have a problem with that at all.
Me either. I try to tell people that all the time. They're like, "Why your curls look so pretty and wet?" I said, "Cause it's hard." I said you can have soft, pretty hair that's good to the touch, or you can have hair you don't have to fool with. I was like, I prefer what I don't have to fool with. I want it to look like I did it and walk away. So that's always important. You're not tender headed at all.
Man, probably not. I thought I was.
Oh, you thought you were? Really? Or maybe everybody else is just heavy handed because you ain't complained or flinched or anything. If you get on my videos and you start watching my daughter get her hair done the other day, you're going to be like, I thought you would have not wanted to come to me because you would have assumed I was the heaviest handed person on earth. She was screaming and crying and moving. Told me I was trying to part her thoughts. And then everybody else, I never complain. I was like, I don't think I'm heavy, and I think my kids are just overly sensitive. But I'm tender headed myself, so I can't. They get it from me. It's my fault. I do like the curl on this one though. It's really pretty. It's almost like a it looks like you got your hair roller at the bottom.
Mm.
It's a good look.
Because I had curled that last hair I had and I was using rollers.
Oh, you had to roll it every time?
Well, I would do it because it was human hair. It stayed. I would do it maybe once a week.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, with this one you don't have to do any of that. It's just curly.
Yeah.
And I think I'm actually gonna convince my other lady. She actually likes her hair short, like
Mm-hmm.
super short.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell her. I was like, look, I got this really short hair, and this is perfect for what you do, cause she gets her hair done in synthetic hair. Or no, she gets her hair done with her natural hair, but then she rolls it every single night. And I'm gonna be like, look, we're gonna add just a little touch of hair all the way through your hair, and all you gotta do is bonnet and unbonnet, and it's gonna already be curly. I have to convince her. Hopefully, she's open minded to it.
Oh, she probably would be.
Yeah, because I mean, it's more work for me, but it's gonna save her so many hours
Yeah.
in
That's
life.
my time moving and.
Mm-hmm. And so that's why I'm just gonna talk to her about it, and I'm just gonna look. It's gonna look very natural. No one's gonna know. No, you don't have to. Like, it's not gonna be long. She's like, because that's me. The people's main thing. They're like, well, I can't go from having a 4-inch braid to an 8-inch braid. I'm like, you can. You grown. It's your world.
True.
I do it
You
all the
can wear it
time.
down your behind if you want to.
Right.
They didn't pay for it.
Exactly. And I know one of her things is too, it's just the weight of it. So with this hair, it's
Oh,
not gonna feel
okay.
like nothing to her. She
Yeah,
gonna
that's
feel.
true.
I'm just gonna throw. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start in the front of her
Yeah,
head.
you
I'm just
did.
gonna.
You work real fast.
Thank you. I'm gonna just throw some
It's
hair in her
on
head and
your
not tell
way.
her. Right in the front. Look, I'm gonna just start right here in one of her little pieces where it's a little bit
Mm-hmm.
sparse, and I'm just gonna throw a piece of hair right there just to do it and see. Like, look, let me show you something before we get started.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna leave that one there for free. You wanna do the rest of them like this or not? That's how you do that.
Yeah, she ain't used to having.
Well, she wears weave.
Oh, okay.
She wears she's had the feed in braid. She's had the box braid. She's had every kind of weave you can
What's a
think of.
feed in braid like the
It's like when they start off.
with
Uh,
your hair and then they feed in the hair?
mm-hmm.
Okay. I forgot what somebody else. They call it
They
something.
call it knotless.
Yes, I had some knotless braids. I think that's what I had this past time.
I do all
It
that
was
kind of
okay.
stuff, but
It
I
pretty
don't
well.
like the way a lot of people do it because they like don't braid my hair down 4 lengths and then start adding hair because my roots gonna look toe up in 2 days and then the rest of their hair look good. Like, so what I do is I actually start the weave from the beginning.
Oh, the hair, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cause that's the way that
It's best.
It's best like that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that, and then your hair looking toe up at the root on week one. All this is look gone, and then all this looks perfect, and now you confused because this still looks good, but this looks crappy.
True.
Mm-mm. But I also realize I'm just an old stylist, so the way I work is different than them young girls. I don't care about trends. I think about
Do what's
longevity, like
safe.
what's
Yeah.
safe, what's healthy, what's gonna last, what's gonna look pretty. And I know my worth. I'm just not gonna like if I think like I had this one lady. She asked me how much I would charge to her hair. I told her my price, and she was like, "Ooh, that's kind of high." I said, "Well, you get what you pay for."
True.
I
That
said,
that is
I
true.
I said I can go to the gym or take a nap. I said it don't matter to me no way. I got clientele. And she got offended, and I'm just like, but I don't want that kind of headache anyway. I had to learn that the hard way. Somebody gonna barter your job. You don't need to fool with them. That is not the energy you want anyway. You said that's really rude. Don't say that. Don't be
Look.
honest in life. Ella gonna talk about that's really rude. Don't say that. Nah, that's life. I don't go to her job and be like, oh, you charge too much for that food. I don't know if I can eat that. I'm just look. What you do is you look at your budget and you move accordingly. That's life. If you know you can't afford a hairstyle, just don't go. Wear your real hair. Wear a ponytail. That's what gel is for. Go buy a bun. But you can't go telling nobody about their work or their worth. That's why people's hair don't turn out right anyway. when they deal with those kind of people. But I'd rather be happy when I work, so I'd rather just deal with the people who can afford me and everybody else. I'm like, oh, there's why don't you go to your cousin's sister's friend's daughter? I'm sure she'll do a good job for that price. She's learning. You're gonna be there for 2 days, 5 days, 10 days, but you know, you got what you can afford. This is so freaking pretty. Oh, I sure did grip your thoughts though.
No, you okay?
You ain't got no baby.
Good. And this jail, it'll find its way out.
uh, I'm so glad I took a picture of the beginning of your hair because it literally just shows how short I can grip because that I didn't even think about that initially. Except for when I got over here and you're like, we can cut that off. I was like, yeah, okay. Because now that I got used to your hair texture, I could probably grip it now. That's how I started. I felt like initially when I first started, I had to get used to people's textures because everybody's texture is a little bit different. I'm trying to figure out if your hair is softer than you think it is, or you're just really good at blow drying.
What do you mean?
Because it's straight.
Yeah, I mean
it's like really straight.
Well, when I took them braids out, it was Afro land, but the blow dry works wonders. Just the root not growing and growing out for the most part.
Yeah, because I could see that there's like a little bit of curl going once.
The curl pattern.
It's very pretty to me though.
Yeah, it is when it's all good and conditioned up with oils. Look really good. Curl pattern.
Oh, so your hair's like mine. When you do it, when you treat it right, it looks right. But if you let that mess air dry, it's gonna with nothing in it. It
cannot look. Yeah, it has the potential to not look so right.
It's like I don't know what happened. You're like I neglected it. I understand.
Hello, Morocco. Morocco. Hello. 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 I keep popping down.
I realized too with social media, there's always gonna be at least one troll.
Oh,
at least one.
You got to have them. You can't make it. It can't make you be who you are without them.
Exactly. I had one lady. She got on my live. She's such a little negative Nancy. She told me, she was like, "Oh, I see you get your little ugly wig."
Hello, did you call me? Or you pocket down? No, I'm calling. Okay. Oh yeah, tell them to give us something on file that he actually attended, and do they think he's going to be okay going without his medication? Because when is he going to get his medication? He's without. Well, tell them to put that on put that on paper, because see now we got to come up with a situation with what happened with his meds. Because all this got to be, he's going without his medication, and I don't know if he was taking, were they giving him medication when he was incarcerated? He wasn't getting his meds then, so he's been without his medication all this time, and all his scripts have expired. So he's gonna need medication. When is his next appointment? Okay. Well, there's nothing we can do. You can show where you went to the appointment, made the attempt, and that's all you can do. Okay. Well, we just need this information as much as we can. And she doesn't like it. You think you might want to take him? You think you might want? Okay. What is her name? You didn't give her phone. You got her phone number, or you didn't? Okay. Miss Sonia. Okay. Okay. Well, and you gonna be the F&P potentially after reading his plan to see what comes with it. Okay. What level of support is he? 1915C waiver or is he ECF? Okay. She just said he's in a support. He's in a supported living setting. Okay. Okay. Well, let me know. Okay. And I'll let you know if she calls. Okay. Bye bye. This boy ain't got no medicines.
That's not good, especially if it's psychosomatic
Mm.
medication, because that's actually painful to go without. I realize a lot of the people who are over those medications and stuff, they don't care if people run out because they never experience withdrawal. That's so painful.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess case managers and stuff are the most important people because they're the ones who are like the advocates.
Yep.
But I guess I am Big Patty. I thought about it because I made a video after she was talking smack about me. I made a video. I waited till the golden hour, and I was like, now mind you, I was dressed like a little boy. I had on some sweatpants and a tank top. I said, if I'm pressured, I said, there's a girl on this app that hates me, and I've done nothing to her. I said, now imagine how she's feeling because I'm pressured to her, and I got on sweatpants and a tank top. Imagine when I doll myself up in 15-minute makeup. I said, so imagine when I doll myself up. I think everything's opportunity for content. I don't really mind. Sometimes I act like I care about people being hateful. I don't care. You have to have thick skin to be in the public
You
eye.
do. You really do.
Everything you do is an opportunity for somebody to talk about you. So I really don't care.
Well, if I'm living rent free in their thoughts, that's on them.
Exactly. But I've learned too, like, it's attention, it's a numbers game. The algorithm doesn't care if the person likes you or dislikes you. It's the fact that they care enough to say something.
True.
So I'm actually grateful for her. And if I had 100 more of her, that would actually be awesome because it's more attention, there's more watch, there's more views, there's more comments. And the people who are hateful tend to say more than the people who are indifferent. So the fact that that's engaging, I like it. So, all y'all watching, if y'all would like to say hi or comment on her hair, that would be awesome. Also, make sure y'all subscribe. Thank you. Subscribe, and like. And this is what I was trying to talk my other daughter into. She got locks.
And she got and knowing if it was long for those that like it longer, be really nice for them.
Mm-hmm. I told her, I said, hey, let's cut your locks off. We had just did her locks a year ago. And I said, hey, let's cut your locks off and redo them the way I want to do it with the colors I like. And she's like, I don't want to start over again. I said, I know, but if you did, I would buy your hair. She's like, you bought this hair? I was like, I know. I said, but I would buy you. It's like, I would buy you some more hair. I said, but you just got to let me do it the way I want to do it. And you have to just listen to me. That's the key to it. I said, you just have to not touch it. She said, no. But I tried. This really does look like sister locks. And this is really how a lot of them start. And even though they flexing like it's all them.
They are.
Oh, this is my natural hair. Okay. I gotta figure out something to eat later. I kind of want a burrito. Hey, Gary. Hey, Sonia. Hey, Mike. Hey, Grammy. Hey, June. This is actually, this hair is actually good hair for the guys too who want just a little extra length in their hair.
Hmm.
It would actually look better than if they wanted to, like the way they've
Do
been
it,
doing it.
yeah.
Because this would look better. Especially that little nappier hair that they had there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I didn't get on accident. Because I read the packs. I was like, why does this one say this and why does this one say that? And then I I did a closer inspection. I was like, ooh, this looks like sheep's booty. We don't want that one. What do you normally wear your part?
It varies, like over, I think that's right. But it doesn't matter how you do it, it's fine.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because everybody has their preferences. So it's
It
like
doesn't
I need to
matter.
know ahead of time because once it's in there, it's kind of hard to change it. Did you notice that once you separated from your situations that weren't conducive to your health, that you needed less sleep? Because
Yes.
I noticed I needed less sleep, less
Oh
food,
yeah.
less
Less everything.
everything.
Because your mind was trying to refocus.
Wow. Okay, that's so reassuring because I've noticed that like I don't need. I vary from having some days where I need like 11 hours of sleep, and then but for the most part, I only need like 4 to 6 hours of sleep now to be fully functioning. Hmm.
Yep.
Do y'all have any questions I didn't ask y'all? Everybody's been so quiet. I didn't know if they wanted to ask me hair questions. I guess not. So this is falling like right here now. So yeah, so we probably would want to do like about a 16 inch. You said you had 20 inch hair too.
Okay, let me go back. I think I got what they recommended. I can't remember now. I want to say it wasn't 16. No, it was either 18 and 20.
Okay, that's still a cute length. I think that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's full length hair, like true to
But see,
length
you can
hair,
pull
it's
it
gonna
a
be
little.
easier.
Yeah, it's a lot of different things you can do with it if you don't want the full.
Now we can use it full, and I'll just fold it exactly in half, and then I won't do this with it, and it's still gonna be awesome. Found one that was actually true to length. I didn't even have to add nothing on it. That's cool.
I can take my fast if you need me to.
Actually, you're good.
Okay.
When I get up there, you will, but not yet. Thank you for coming with it clean and detangled. Cause I swear, I don't mind washing hair on some styles, but on other styles, I'm just like, it's too much to start. Although I do laugh at these new girls, they say, we want you to come with your hair washed, clean, detangled, moisturized, straight. And I'm like, well, what are you gonna do to the hair? I thought you're supposed to be pressing. You gotta wash it yourself, and you getting it pressed on somebody. I said, y'all playing them games with them people. My daughter was telling me about that. I was like, so what is the stylist doing?
Right.
She said, taking a picture. Wow. Okay, I think what's the view count on that one? 416 people. Okay, I'll leave it up a little longer. Yes, thank you. I got like 4 in this row. And then you can put them back on.
Okay.
One thing I do like about the fact that this hair is shorter is the fact that the custom colorization of your hair. Like nobody else is gonna have their hair colored just like yours. And when they look at it, they're gonna be like, "Dang, that's pretty." Especially like once it starts to coil up on it.
Yeah, they want to know what color is that. I don't know.
It's exactly what you say. I don't know. She just be doing stuff. How'd you do it like that? I sat here and I don't know. Here, look, here's our video. You tell me what you see. That's how you do that. Here's the video. I don't know. As soon as I get this one started, you can put it back on. I was laughing. This guy was telling me, he was like, it must be hard being a hairstylist because you stand all day. I said, who stand all day? I said, I sit all day. I said, I ain't standing up doing no braids. And he was like, you don't stand doing hair? I said, it's mood related, but usually no. Okay, you can put it back on.
Oh, okay. Well, I would keep finished. Online policy. So her email.
So the next row will be the longest row, and then after that, they all get shorter.
Oh, okay.
Yay. Okay, you can put on.
Okay.
Oh, did you want to look?
No.
Actually.
Want me to take them off?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Nope, you don't have to take them off the rest of your time. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm used to doing kids' hair. Kids, impatient teenagers, folks just got sitting disorders. So that's why, like you, I'm over here like, this is how it's supposed to go. It is their fault. I know that sounds so horrible. But my sister was telling me, she's like, you take forever to work. I was like, I'm not the problem. I said, if I was the problem, everybody's hair would take forever. Everybody's hair does not.
Not at all.
So I am not the common denominator. I'm over here laughing at myself for booking 2 days. Like, unless we decide that we're tired, maybe the only way we would have to. But she told me, he's like, no, we're going to be good. All I heard in my head was Cat Williams. I know what I'm going to bring, and I know what you're going to bring. I know I'm going to sit right, and I know you're going to act right. Dang, what is that? You can keep whatever you got left of this other festival here.
You can hold on to it.
Okay. I was going to say, because even if we go with the longer hair, if you just wanted to add just a little bit more color, we can always get it another one. Or if you just want to just keep, like if it ain't much left of this one, I can go ahead and just grab you another one. Because this is the color you say you wanted more of that they might not have in the hair, right?
Let me see.
This one?
Yeah, but I think, is that a 30 or a 27?
This is a 30.
Okay,
because I did get a 33.
I got a 32.
This is a 27. I bought this one.
That looks so close.
No, this is a 30. That's what it is. This is
Okay.
a 30. This is a 27. That's what that is. Really, to look at that, that's more like a 27,613. But I got it just because I was like, we might need it, might not need it, and they didn't have any more of the other one. But and then I was like, well, I'm gonna buy it because I know I like it and I might need it. So I was like, but I'm one of those people. I look. I don't know how much I invest in myself. This ain't nothing.
You got plenty of hair. They don't have to bring that.
And I got closet full of hair. That's why I was like,
you could almost sell.
I really could.
After this tariff thing, gonna get people and not folks not gonna be able to get it.
That tariff is gonna mess up a whole lot of stylists because they're gonna try to be getting.
They're not gonna be able.
They gonna get nothing.
Right.
And everybody making fun of me.
Or the price gonna be such that
they can't afford it.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, okay, your hair is $500 for something that's usually $200.
Right.
And then people gonna be looking at them crazy. And I'm like, hey friend, come on over here. I'll do it for $375.
Well, they gotta have hair though.
I got hair all day long.
I'm saying people trying to get hair is gonna become difficult.
That's what I'm saying. But I got it already. So I'm gonna be like, come on, I got you. It'll be a markup for me and a discount for them. It's a win-win situation. I have no worries. That's business. That's why you always got to play the long game with hair. You can't just... That's why I tell people all the time, if you have a particular hair you like, don't be cheap. Stock up on it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like if we like the hair that you got, next time we do your hair, go ahead and just stock up on it. Because waiting until you about to go, sometimes it's just a recipe for disaster. Because their favorite thing to say at them hair stores is, oh, they don't sell that no more. And you're like, what? I've had so many hair disappointments thinking I was going to go do my hair like this for an event, and they didn't sell it no more. Couldn't find it. So I spent the whole day trying to find hair. So now, after that happened, I was just like, okay, I'm stocking up on everything I could possibly need or want. And then that way, I'll have it. But only the stuff I like, not the stuff that people recommend. I learned that the hard way, too.
Yep.
It actually used more than I thought, though.
Hmm?
It used more hair than I thought it would. I have more hair.
Okay.
I always buy extra. I always buy way more than anything I ever think. But I'm just surprised. How many packs did you get of that other hair?
I think I got 3 or 4.
4? Okay.
Yeah.
That should be enough.
Yeah.
Because it should be true to length. So
It is.
I think that's the problem. I'm just glad I never listen to anybody at the store, ever. like I always tell everybody, they're like, "Oh, they said 1 pack is enough." I said, "Enough for
Mm-mm.
who?"
Right.
I said, "Is your hair shaved up?" Because even then, get to it's like it's better to have it and not need it than have it and wish you had it. Than not have it and wish you had it. So don't ever assume that that's enough. That's for sparse. Another thing I think about with going live is you never know who's watching you.
True.
It could be good or bad, but there's always opportunities to be had.
True.
So, but I don't mind. I don't have anything to hide. Still weird if you think about it.
The
Somebody,
only thing about it is you get somebody that say, "Oh, that person didn't pay taxes," or the IRS come after you.
Yeah.
But they too busy right now. It's not that many of them.
Actually, file taxes.
Well, good for the ones that don't.
Oh, right.
And then took the PPE.
Ooh, there's a lot of people gonna go to jail for that.
They did go to jail.
Mm-hmm. As they should, though. I tell folks you gotta. I know it's funny because sometimes I go to the lady for the hair stuff, and they were like, "Why are you filing this?" I said, "Because I did it. So you can't say I didn't." Because people are hateful, people are jealous, and people like to try to throw you under the bus. So you go ahead and do all your proper steps, and then that way, when they try it, you just look at them like, "Oh, you tried it." I'm excited though. This is so pretty. I'm excited for you. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
I'm over here looking at your hair with hair envy. I don't do that too often. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't do it too often. You sometimes people want their hair done in a way, and I'm just like, okay. I had to tell one lady. I said, okay. So if Samuel L. Jackson had that hairstyle, would you still like that hairstyle? Don't look at her pretty face. Don't look at the makeup.
Right.
Look at the hair. And then she gonna have nerve to ask me. She's like, "Are you calling me ugly?" I'm not saying you're ugly.
But would you want that hairstyle?
But would you want that hairstyle? You don't look like her. She might not look like her daily.
True.
Is that a look that you're willing to risk on a day that you didn't feel like doing anything but some sweatpants? And she got mad, but then she thought about it. And she's like, "You know what? I don't. What do you think would be cute on me?" I was like, "Okay, now you speak my language. Now I can help you." And that's the part that so many people get offended by, but there's also the same part that so many people appreciate. The fact that I'm willing to be like, we're not doing that for you. That's not a good look for you. That's just not for you. Sometimes people need to hear it versus going to a yes person. It's like, oh
True.
girl, let's do this. That's gonna be fine. Oh, we shaving it all off? Okay, well, yeah. And then you sitting there crying because you don't realize that was wrong. But then other times you're just like, yep, trusted it. I'm like, I'd rather be disliked for my honesty than to be trying to tell people what they want to hear. It's worth it. I sleep good at night knowing at least I told you the truth.
True.
You
Yeah,
chose.
true.
You could choose to do what you wanted to do, but at least I know I told you yes or no. So that's the best way to move.
This girl, bless her heart. That's her right there. She got deported.
Oh no.
You see, they got a picture of her. She's in college. She just graduated. And she got pulled over, driving without any insurance.
Oh, it's something dumb.
And
And
she
she was
didn't.
a good student.
She didn't have any. She didn't have a driver's license. She didn't have anything.
Mm.
Yep. They lived in Dalton, Georgia.
That's so sad.
Yep. Her dad going too. They Mexican. But that is a good question. How did he come over here and start his own business?
Oh, he had his
And
own business
he had
too?
his own trucking business.
See? That's because...
And a lot of times that is true. The cartel will get these people and funnel money through them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then they bring their family thinking, okay, I'm just doing this for the cartel. I get my family here. It ain't always like that.
Right. And don't they know that by deporting those people, them people doing all the jobs don't nobody else want to do. So how are we gonna get that work done?
So true.
I'm not cleaning no hotel room. I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can have all them jobs. Y'all can go pick them fruits and bent over in that sun. Y'all can go pick them vegetables. Y'all can go sweep them streets. I don't want them jobs. What I look like. I'm not. You know what's gonna happen? A whole lot of people gonna get mad when they realize all their favorite stuff that made them sit on that couch and eat their snacks and mind their business ain't there no more because they deported the people who was willing to do it. They gonna realize they can't afford.
Well, it's really gonna hurt large corporations because their bottom line is now you got to pay more. You got to have insurance and a whole bunch of other stuff that comes with it when you wasn't doing that with these other people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on them. But y'all, watch who they fund to put in office.
Right. It's all fun and games until reality smack you in the face. And then also with a lot of those people, their loved ones they have wealth. They're wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Their loved ones are broke. So when their loved ones start knocking on doors because they can't afford groceries no more, now they got headaches, and it's all their fault because that's who they wanted in office. And that's the thing that a lot of people look at stuff in the moment. They don't look at the big picture. They don't look at the long game. They just look at the here and now. And in business, you have to look at the picture as a whole. You can't just think about how it affects you. You have to think about the ripple effect that it's going to have on everybody. But then again, some people don't even deal with that side of their family, so they don't have to worry about that either. I'm just grateful it's not affecting me like it affects everybody else. I don't even eat eggs. I'm allergic to them. So I'm not affected by that part. And some of the other stuff, I'm sure I will feel it some, but I don't mind working. I think it's more so going to affect the people who are on government assistance and stuff, but that's more
a lot
so
of Mexicans are not on government assistance.
Oh yeah, you talking about the people that's getting deported?
Yeah, they
have no assistance. They don't have.
They pay cash.
They can't be deported.
That's what people don't understand.
They're not on services because they don't have IDs.
And they're not taking up getting any handout. That is just so like
they're paying into taxes and not getting the benefits of it on the way out.
People only make up 12%, so you do 100 minus 12. I mean, give me a break.
Right.
So we can't be all the ones on assistance. Ain't no way.
And they always make it harder for us to get everything.
Well, that was designed that way.
Yep. Just like all those women was crying about how they can't get jobs now. I was like, oh, but the system was made for you and all the benefits was made for you. You thought Absolutely. You was hurting the black and browns and you were hurting yourself.
True.
So how are you sleeping at night now that you know that you've shot yourself in the foot? That's why I said, like, everybody's like, oh, you must have all these helps. I was like, who has all these magical helps? Please tell me, because not I. People like I don't even waste our time trying to go get nothing because you ain't gonna hurt our feelings. I was like, no. I was like, keep thinking that. And now that all that stuff's coming out into the world, all of a sudden, well, we think we should bring this back, and we think this. I was like, It's all fun and games until your loved ones are the ones affected. Just like they were taking away abortion, but what a lot of people don't understand, white women are the number one race of people getting abortions.
That's who had the money to pay for it. But
Anybody else
the
support
reason
it?
they're trying to, because their race is slowly not. You combine the other races
It's
against them, they're in the minority. That's why.
yep. Everything is designed for that, and the same, and you know that because even when they were screaming, "No abortion, no abortion, no abortion," they was forcing abortions and stuff and hysterectomies on the Hispanic women in those camps. So the system tells itself. That's why they stopped tracking the rates of abortions when they realized that white women were the number one people doing it. Anything that makes them look worse, they stopped tracking it. Just like they were talking about how dumb the Neanderthals were and how they had no anything. But then once they realized that they were descendants of Neanderthals, all of a sudden they were brilliant. They had all this creativity. They had all this and the third.
I don't believe none of that.
But the thing is black people aren't descendants of Neanderthals. We look nothing like them. Our DNA is completely different. We have the Eve gene. They don't. But that's when science wants to play those roles. But I always tell people, it's like, history is written by the victors. It doesn't make it right. I always claim I'm not political, then I get in these old debates and get in my feelings and get to going. But I realize it's just like you can believe. That's why I don't watch the news and stuff. I'm not gonna be brainwashed into thinking negative and have a fear mongering thing, because that takes away your ability to create that fear mongering. I'm not gonna make myself living like out of fear due to someone else's
never
propaganda. I'm not here for that. So I tell my daughter, I said, please quit watching the news. And she's like, well, they said all this stuff. I said, they're saying that because they want you to be in fear.
They say that one day and they come up with something else tomorrow.
Yep. It's like, I don't watch the news. I don't need to know. I have no desire to know. I also learned that with a lot of the stuff that they're telling people, like all this, you gotta prep, you gotta buy all this stuff. You don't have to prep. You don't need any of that stuff. They're telling people to buy all that stuff, do all that prepping, all that stuff. Because if you're buying all that stuff, when the market falls, you can't buy stock. You can't buy land because all your money is wrapped up on you trying to start a homestead that you can't afford. Or you can afford it, but you don't have the mentality to run it. You don't have the fortitude to actually go out there and do or the endurance to go out there and do the labor it takes to maintain it, because you've never even bent over. But you told yourself you could do this, and all this stuff, you're buying it, the window of return is gone because you prepped it in advance. Now you're sitting on a bunch of stuff that nobody wants, that no one's going to need, and they're buying land, they're buying stocks, they're buying all the stuff that you can't because you wasted your money on stuff that nobody needed or wanted. They've been pushing doomsday and the end of the world since the beginning of time.
That's a marketing scheme.
It is.
To me.
It is. No, it really is. It really is. How do you control a group of people? You impart fear into their hearts and make them believe that that's the only opportunity they'll ever have. This is how it works. So you lean into that. That's how you lean into the disparities. That's how you become pessimistic, and that's how you end up living in the lack, because you're in fear. When you're in fight or flight, you can't be creative, you can't be innovative. You have to you're just going through the motions. And when you're in stagnation, that's when you can't have anything great. But that's what they want. Why is this caught up in there? Yeah, we finally made it to the point where I could go a little bit bigger.
Okay.
The twists are the same size, but the parts are slightly bigger. But on the perimeter, of course, you know, those have to stay smaller so that they don't fall out.
Right.
We get to see Lisa before you leave?
I'm gonna probably go by there and see what she doing. She probably, I know she working. I talked to her this morning. That's what I was talking to her when I get out of the car. We may do dinner if I. It depends on what time I get through.
Oh, she gonna be excited to see your hair.
Cause that's what she said. Sent me some pictures. I'm like, okay.
She was asking me if they made this in her hair color, but at first I wasn't
They
sure.
do
But
on
they
that
do.
site.
So you can give her that site and
I
let her
did.
know.
I sent it to her.
She gonna have, I'm gonna have to send her a list of colors though, cause I'm not ordering that hair. She gonna. Sometimes I'll go ahead and I'll get hair for folks and hold on to it, but she gonna have to get that herself. But she gonna her laundry list of colors is about to be long. She gonna need one at for her. She's gonna need 6, 13, 27, 30,
She need
33,
a lot because her hair is so multicolored. I said,
two. And whatever color she want the most of, she gonna have to get 2 of that one because it's the density of her hair in all her colors. But it'll be so pretty. Oh my gosh.
yeah, she has
Oh,
pretty
it would
hair.
be magical on her with all those colors and stuff blended together. That would be a sight for real. That would be so pretty. Now, when it came time to take it down,
That'd be a lot of work.
Ooh, that'd be so much work. That'd be a task and a half. But it will be pretty for the duration of the style.
True. And I don't know when I'll be taking it down. But it'll be soon. I let it stay in long enough to get my hair washed, conditioned, and put back.
So we're thinking like every.
I do. It'll be about every 45 days, maybe. It depends.
Okay.
I know that's kind of excessive. That's what my mom said. You ain't had it in that 2 months. No.
I usually do about 6 weeks with mine. Even when I might
And it
twist my
depends
hair.
because
about
I don't
6 to 8.
want white stuff start gathering around.
Right.
Uh,
Once it start looking dusty, I just takes it on out. And people get.
Yeah, I'm like that too. I don't like that look too quick.
I have people get mad at me all the time, but them twists was still fresh. Okay, but I didn't
Well,
like the
but
way my
your
scalp felt.
Yeah,
Or I
but
didn't
your
like the
root
way.
was looking not fresh, and it had
Exactly.
white stuff growing around your hair.
Exactly. No, I'm the same way.
No, I could take it out. I just get it redone.
That's how I am. And they're like, I can't believe it. And even when I look back at the videos of my hair, a lot of the times when I take it out, it does look good from a distance. It does
True.
look good to the camera. But when I looked in the mirror and I looked up close to my scalp, I didn't like the fact that it looked a little fuzzy, or I didn't like the fact that it was flaky, or I didn't like the way it had started itching all bad. Like, that all matters to me. And I tell people all the time, I was like, I tell people, let's do it as often as you want. I'm cool with that. Versus leave it up for 4 or 6 months. Who's taking that out? I used to take out hair that had been up that long, but then after I started, like this one lady, she was like, how much are you gonna charge me to take this out? I said $150. She still showed up. She still showed. I was like, dang, I should have told her $200. Maybe she wouldn't have cared. She still showed up, happy. I was like, no, that was a deterrent. I was like, you know what? So then I just got to the point. If you're gonna leave your hair up that long, you need to find someone else to take it out. That's not fair to me. I shouldn't have to smell your hair.
Yeah, that's just.
That smell is putrefied. Like it's bad. I'm like, and then I'm like, so, are you in a relationship? So you're literally making that person smell that.
Yeah, not to mention you need to wash your linen, your bed a little bit more frequently because your pillowcase probably smells.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Because I tell people, even their bonnet, like I tell people, you should be washing your bonnet at least once a week.
Yeah.
Wash it and let it hang it up to dry. Or you just do silk pillows.
And I wash them.
I tell people that too.
Like somebody. That's exactly what I do. I don't do bonnet.
I tell them, I say, your skin is probably breaking out because your bedding is dirty.
I hate to see them with them things on in public. I just really do. At the airport, I'm like, really?
Ooh, I'm sexy at the airport. I'm so sexy. You don't know who you might come
Girl,
across.
it's just,
It's just not.
I
You
don't know.
outside. I don't know. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in being. I get online looking crazy because I do. I'm not gonna lie. I do. I look crazy online a lot of the times. But you are not gonna catch me at the airport looking crazy ever. That's a whole no to me. That's like you never know. You might meet your dream celebrity and now you looking crazy. You could miss your opportunity on your husband, but you look crazy with that bonnet on your head. And a lot of the opportunities that they have, the to upgrade people's flights because there's an extra seat or something.
Mm-hmm.
You go in there and looking crazy. You not gonna They're not gonna ask you, would you like to be in the upgrade? They're gonna bypass you because you don't understand the attire. You don't have the aesthetic. Your flight's delayed and they looking at you like you don't matter because you look like you don't matter. Like, no, you should always look your best at the airport. That's one of the things I told my kids. Anytime we ever flew, we got up extra early. I did my makeup. I made sure my kids was polished.
Yeah.
And we always looked really nice as we sashayed through the airport as if it was a runway. Like, no, we don't do that. And if it's a sweatsuit, it's a very nice fitted sweatsuit that looks very cute with nice hair. Like, you don't ain't no hats, ain't no bonnets, ain't none of that. No. Never. And the only time I'm ever even online in a bonnet is if I'm doing bonnet talk. That's literally because I'm laying in my bed doing a video and it's called bonnet time. But other than that, no, you won't catch me. I try to teach my kids that too. But then I also realize what I consider looking crazy is not crazy to the world. It's just crazy to me. It's my crazy. It's my version of crazy. So this would be your biggest role too, I think, as far as the part size goes. Oh, this is so pretty. It literally, it's the weight of your hair right now. You know, that's just edge control, weighing it down.
Yeah. I don't even.
And that still feels like nothing.
Mm-hmm. I know.
It feels like nothing.
I'm waiting on the heavy.
Well, you're going to be waiting all day because it ain't coming. Ain't no heavy coming. It's feather. It's like feather like. And it's not overly thick. And you can put it in a bun.
There you go.
Even when it's all done, you'll be able to just throw it in a small bun if you wanted to.
That's what I like.
But I don't personally like overly thick hair. It's not my go-to. So when I'm doing other people's hair, I don't naturally gravitate to that look. Unless they tell me to. And then I'm just like, okay. That's the one time I'm just like, well, if that's what you want, that's fine. I'm about to go grab another bundle of hair. Finish this up. Man, I'm glad I planned for the worst case scenarios. Because the way my daughter's hair is now, with the hair I ordered for her, it was 2 bundles so far. She still has a little bit more she has to get done. She just didn't want to sit through it all. And so altogether it was probably about 4 bundles altogether for her whole hairstyle. Yeah, if I only hit an hour, I can end the YouTube if I want to. How long has TikTok been on here? I'm just glad this hair don't crawl. That's the only other thing that worried me. I was like, I hope it doesn't crawl. Okay, let's see what I got over here.
Let me pull out my apple.
Yay, it's more. This is the platinum.
Wow, that's Lisa.
That's me too. This hair, that's the wig I had before. This is the hair I plan on doing again.
Wow. That's Lisa color right there. Mixed with gray and a little bit.
Mm-hmm. That's her signature.
Well.
Now that all this is falling out. Yeah, these are all human hair wigs. That's why I said, like, my problem is I get to try and clean up and then I can't find it. And then I make a new mess trying to find it. And then I'm like, well, I might as well have left it out. So this is the hair from my daughter. This is the one I ordered her. So
I really can't tell the difference to be honest.
I'm
just saying.
well, this one costs a whole lot more.
Okay.
But see how long these sheets are here?
Mm-hmm.
Versus
those, right.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
No, you get what the heck you pay for.
That is so true.
So, I will see if the company I got for her has some more. And I might just go ahead and stock up for that hair. Because being cheaper on the hair, you still going to work harder. But
and
on
it's not going to last longer.
Right. But in my defense, I wasn't being cheap. That's all they had. And sometimes when that's all they have and you're willing to not be cheap, that's when it hurts more. Because you're just like, because you still end up spending the same amount of money because you still had, or on some of it, because by the time you get enough of the bulk of it, it would have been better to just get the other one. But you know what? Now that you thinking about what you said, I bet that hair, this is supposed to be 12-inch hair.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be 20-inch hair.
It probably is.
You should be right. I didn't think about that. Because I laid that next to that, and that didn't even look like it's in the same family. It looked like strangers sitting next to each other. Look small next to it. Definitely need to go back there and see if they got some more. Because I actually did good with my diversifying. I just thought about that. I just did 2 different styles of pressing hair on a live this week. And now they see these micro twists. And supposed to be doing a wig tomorrow. She's not going to let me put herself on blast, though. Because she has alopecia. Like, really bad alopecia. Like, no hair up here. But, no, I can't. I was going to say I might be able to convince her to just let me just film from the back and not turn her around. She going to be like, Markette? No. I wouldn't do that anyway without asking. Did you want any platinum in the front?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe just a little lighter, but not much.
Oh, more of this will touch of the 27 in it? Okay. 12/16. And my money hand went from itching to burning.
You'll do what now?
My right hand, it went from itching to burning.
Oh, it's hurting?
No, it's a good thing. It
Oh.
means a lot of money's coming my way. I just don't know from what. With my hand, right hand itches, it's usually money coming in. If my left hand itches, it's money coming out. But my
I already know that.
right hand has been itching to the point of like jackpot. And I'm like, I'm here for it. I believe it. I'm gonna receive that all day long. My family's from New Orleans, so we think about. I grew up with a lot of that kind of stuff, which is always true. Just like if I'm doing somebody's hair, and you see how I've been popping that comb up in your head, and it's been staying. If I pop that comb out and it just jump, or if I'm combing through and it just jump, somebody's gonna come before the end of the day wanting their hair done.
Wow.
Never fails, ever. And I had told a girl that one time. I think it was like, what's today? Today's Thursday. So on Tuesday, I told a girl that, and she thought I was playing. And while I was still on my live and everything, somebody called when their hair done. And she's like, "How'd you do that?" I was like, I just know. But then I realized the word always gives you intuitive hits. Is are you able to receive it or not? Do you want to receive it or not? But definitely always pay attention. So you actually have a real good gut too. I was told that it's a lot of people can't eat fruit all day. I can eat fruit all day. Like I plan on either eating a melon or a watermelon during our break, and you're welcome to have some. But that's why I got my fruit down there, because that's what I'll eat. I can eat that and then I can keep working. But if I eat something like a steak or
heavy,
something heavy, I'm gonna be sleep on you. I'm gonna work, but you're gonna be like, let's just start back the next day because you're tired. I'm like, I told you I don't be eating like it. I know one person that's like, do you ever stop? I was like, it depends. I was like, if I could keep going, I'm gonna keep going. They're like, is that healthy? I said, actually, it is. I said, because you train your body to just keep moving. You can train it to deal with some discomfort and some pain. It's fine. But you also set it up with a limit, so that way, if it gets unbearable, you've already said ahead of time, hey, this is going to take longer.
Right.
You've already set up the understanding that, look, I'm done. But I listen to my body. I've had a lot of injuries and stuff, so I'll learn to just say longer than whatever I think it might be, and then that way, if it's quicker, great. If it's the same time, great. But you came with the understanding it could be.
True.
Now this is crazy. This really does look like your hair. Go ahead and this one.